deep out wondering what I could be. Blue light illuminate the shadow of my eye. I thought to myself, why don't I give it a try? Click, click, it took only a bit. What I felt was just the perfect fit. I know what the future is. Avatar was more me than myself. Then I say I'm feeling more real than I ever felt. On the other side of my computer screen, where it all happens, where we all wanna be. Beyond the blue light, we're living for a lifetime. Break free from this old world, escaping from our old life. Our old life, yeah. I can't even tell you now. Every time I log in, yeah, I'm in this virtual reality. Feels so much better than anything I could dream. Life lived, this parallel reality is so much better.
Standing. It's a
it
stand-up
late
comedy
night?
show. Stand-up.
Welcome, Metaverse travelers from across the net. Get ready for a fantastic Somnium show on the internet with our most wondrous and most valued guest. Today, we're going to be having a special episode, the first of many great things to come. We're going to be hosting Shroom. He's back and he's feeling better than ever. He's been reconstituted and he's made it through the wood chipper. He has stories to tell us. And me,
That's right.
Ultra Lord.
No
So stick
mushroom
around.
soup
We're going to
for
be
me.
interviewing our most craziest, most awesomest guest, Reckenber, the community manager with Wilson. Yeah, woo, woo.
Yay, what he said.
Thank you.
Here he is. Yay.
Yeah, woo, give it up,
Such a
give it up.
pleasure.
Okay, wait, hold on.
He just appeared from nowhere.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, audience, give it up.
We need a theme song.
Yeah,
we
we
need a
should.
theme song, man.
Yeah.
Gotta build that hype.
Cool, Rick
Thanks,
Hinber.
man.
So awesome to finally
Insert
have you
them-
on the Somnium show. Me
Yes,
and Shroom have been
okay.
extremely
My
excited about having you on. I have so many things to ask you. I just wanted to ask you, how are you? How have you
That's
been? How's life? And what's it like living under a dictator?
Well,
Say
things in
what?
Canada have been looking up. I can't complain.
Oh,
The weather's
shoot.
been nice,
I thought
finally
he
warming
means
up.
me.
We only get about 4 months of good weather, so I'm finally growing some of the good crops, you know.
Nice.
Yeah. It's legal in Canada, so I'm happily enjoying my God-given rights to grow medicine.
Yeah, right on,
Been
man.
good.
That's
How's your
great to
summer
hear.
been?
Cool.
Is he
And
growing shrooms? What?
are you growing shrooms
Oh.
as well? Shroom asks,
much as I'd
not
love to
Shroom.
now,
He's
I can't.
You know,
he's not
the
growing.
magic kind, you know?
I'm in my bathroom.
This
Yes,
kind?
So
as
Rick
much as I'd
Hinber,
love to now.
tell us about your journey to Somnium Space and tell us more about you. We want to learn about you. I mean, like, what is Rick Hinber? Who is Rick Hinber?
Of course.
Why is Rick Hinber?
Credit card, pin code,
So-
things like this.
Rick Hember is a name I fashioned myself after growing up literally as what you could say a citizen of video gaming. I had a friend who would hop one game to the next with me, and we'd always share all of our experience literally down to the number with each other. So Reckenberg was a villain I encountered that really resonated with me and very not well known. So
Really?
I wanted to
From
make
what
that
game?
not really.
What game?
It's from a game called Ragnarok Online.
Ragnarok
it's a
Online?
Korean-
Ragnarok Online?
Yeah.
Wow, bro. Yeah, you're like the same days.
Ragnog.
Yeah, man, bro. You used to play all those MMO games and stuff.
Pour me a
MMO
cup of
Hub,
that
MMO
Ragnar,
Bomb, right? Wow, yeah, those were the good
Yeah,
old days.
yeah.
It was like a catalog of MMOs. Always a new world.
MMOs MMOs are a different thing nowadays. It's not the same how things used to be, where you could log into a community or a server where you had regular faces that you would expect to meet and encounter. Nowadays, things are more like Call of Duty or Fortnite, where it's only instance-based, and you'll have maybe like 1 in 100 million chance of matching with somebody you might have had a good game with. So bringing myself here to Somnium, that's the first thing that had me hooked to this game in particular. It's not like any other metaverses where, again, it works off of that instance server system, where if somebody isn't online, then you're going to be alone. So with Somnium Space, everyone's together on the same server, and if you're going to log in, you're immediately with other people, and that was just the first big impression for me on this game.
Wow, yeah.
And that's why I want to go ahead.
Game?
And make the
Did he call this a
community
game?
Yeah.
Did you call this a game?
I'm fine with
No,
that.
man, this is our life.
I like it being called a game.
This is our world.
I think games. I don't
you?
see things as like.
What are the rules?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Games
got
have
left out. I
rules.
didn't.
Yeah, games. I think people.
Do you have to roll dice? You have to
Yes.
roll dice or something?
The number one rule when playing Somnium Space is you have to have fun and respect one another. That's from the community manager.
Yeah, give it up to
Believe it.
Rikenber. Woo.
You have to
Okay.
have fun. First rule: if you're not having fun, you're playing wrong.
If you're not having fun, leave. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. I like hearing that. What do you think, man? Like,
We
like
have a fun police. We have a fun police. We come in like, are you having fun?
you better
No,
be having
please.
fun. Yo, I'm watching you. Why
When's
don't you
that
having
jail-
fun? Yo,
when's
those
that
legs are
jail
broken,
opening
boy.
up?
And then
You better be having
exactly. Are you having fun? I don't know. What do you don't know? Decide now. I'm not sure. You
3
don't
seconds, 3
leave.
seconds.
Exactly.
I want to be a cop. I want to be a cop. You know,
I'm a hero.
at
wanna
least
be a cop?
try it out.
Really?
Oh, no, not a cod, a cop.
You want
A cop.
a cop or a cod?
Policeman.
I thought you. I
Not
don't.
a, well, okay, I'll be a
Like-
cod for a while and see how that works out.
Oh, cool. Can mushrooms do that?
Yeah.
You can do
I
it.
might have to get a new avatar to be a cod.
Can I
don't
have
have
your
any
shroom
cod
avatar?
avatars.
Oh, bro, I have a cod
No,
avatar.
no.
I have a fish avatar.
With the
I'm
wonders
gonna
mine.
give you my fish avatar.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'll give you my fish avatar.
Okay.
Awesome. So, Kimber, man, like
we got off track. there.
you've played a lot of MMOs, I assume, and you have a lot of experience. I mean, like the way I see it is that like basically the metaverse is an MMO, right? It's an MMO that's like part of the real world as well.
Which never ends.
Yeah.
Which never
That's
ends.
right. It's very interconnected, but I still think as interconnected as it is right now, it could still do more to unite communities together. And that's what I think I want to try and achieve most at Somnium Space. It's I don't necessarily want to see one platform or this platform say more successful than another. I would like other companies and VR metaverses to succeed and thrive just as much as Somnium Space can or
But
will.
with legs, please.
Of
With
course.
legs, okay? With legs. Thank you.
And when we all see mutual success like this, it only means good things in the future for the development and progress of how things are going to be.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
we all thrive together, we all win together.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing for the individual and society are scenarios where it's win-win, where it's not like take and not like minus and plus, right? It has to be plus plus.
Exactly.
Where like you're giving value, and then at the same time, the value that you are giving is being returned back to you in like this loop.
Personally, to add to that, compromises are something that I always try to make, be it with other community members, other business partners. I think the value of the compromise in itself can be worth more than whatever it is you're compromising about. And if you can accept that and humble yourselves, then
Wow.
the only way to go is forward. And progress is always there to be made.
Yes. Wow, give it up for Rakimber, everyone. That was beautiful. Wow, it's not about what you compromise about. It's about the compromise itself that's important. That is beautiful, bro.
That's right.
So I wanted to.
All one
I
big
thought he was
happy
going to
birthday.
say
What do you think you
we
were
could
gonna
steal their secrets. We could steal their secrets.
Oh,
Their technical
Shroom.
stuff.
Come on, not everyone's out there
Hey,
to get us.
Well, I'm not saying me, not me
He wants
personally.
dark
We want some
secrets, and
secrets,
it's raining, so it's
Rakimber.
perfect moment.
Yeah, tell us
Deep dark
something.
secrets.
What's
Oh.
a secret
Oh,
that
no.
only Rakimber knows?
Something that only Rakimber knows. Well, there's a lockbox somewhere in 2 blocks down from where I live, and the password is. Wait a minute. I shouldn't be talking about it. So, okay. Something only Rakimber knows, really. I think that there's going to be a lot more quality of life things coming to not just Somnium Space, but to virtual reality industry in general. The new hardware is just around the bend, with NVIDIA now talking about their 40 series card that nobody has power supplies to run. So, with that being said, you got like Apple coming out with their prosumer, probably like $6,000-7,000 headset with the M2, and that's really exciting. That goes
Why?
to say something that.
Why is that exciting?
Not for me.
Yeah, I don't see what's the big deal if Apple gets into VR. Are they gonna start making games and stuff?
It's a huge deal. It's
But are
a
they gonna
huge
make
deal.
games? Are
It's
people
It's not
gonna
about
start?
making games. It's about introducing
about
this to
commercializing
another X tens of millions of people.
And what?
And also the progress that they're making in the hardware development. Say, for instance, the M1 chip was capable of doing that and more of what a 1080 GPU can do. So if the M2 can do something like a 20 or 20 series card, then you could make something like a standalone headset be extremely graphically
Whoa.
intensive, but also very efficient.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. So the downside is that most people are predicting the Apple headset is going to be about $3,000. I don't even think that's coming close. It's going to be like maybe six. Yeah, six.
No, I don't
seven.
think. No, man, I don't think it
But
can
don't
be
we have chip
$6,000. Like, I don't
Uh,
think
it-
they will be able to sell a $6,000
Have to
headset.
Well,
Sell
they
my
were-
grandma to
Big
get
top
that much
cookie.
money.
3K.
They
I
were
can
talking-
imagine,
Sell
okay.
both of my grandma.
2,799, like 2,799. Something.
Donate a kidney or something. Or
I only make that. I only say that only because I had read when the M2 was being rumored about being in the headset, and the price wasn't really talked about much. That Apple was only expecting to sell 1 headset a month. So
wow.
that goes to show that this is more than just an entry-level prosumer headset, but probably something on the same
Business level.
competitive level
Is it
as
Varo?
the Barjo.
Oh, wow. Cool. That'll be interesting. What do you
The
think,
only
Shroom,
thing I
about
think that
the?
would be the downfall of that,
Well,
personally,
yeah,
before I
as lo-
continue,
Yeah. Well, what
is
do
the
you
I was
have?
gonna
ecosystem
say-
architecture.
No, seriously, if they keep innovating, it's a good thing for everybody. If they just
Yeah.
keep inventing
I
new
think
things, and
everybody think it will be VR headset. I think it will be AR headset.
Yeah.
And if they do, I can tell you like this: if they come out with a headset which is connected to your phone, and it's a see-through glasses, but with additional information you can lay out on the streets, and they have tech for that. They have lidars in every freaking device they produced for several last years. They have beacons of air tags and everything, so they know the inside out of every street, of every building, of everything. They are positioned in the best way to actually lay things up on the street, inside the buildings, and lay another layer of reality on top
What?
of what you see, and do that. Would
Advertisements
be a
everywhere.
killer,
horrifying.
that would be a killer product.
I mean,
It's not a
imagine
que-
if.
it depends how you do it. It depends how you do it. I think like
That's
Apple
right.
is positioned in a way to bring a lot of utility. As much as I'm not a fan of Apple, but to bring a lot of utility to something where people will, it will be useful to people while it will not be overloaded by ads. Like if Meta comes with something like that, that's horrifying. Okay. But
Yeah.
but if Apple does it, it's semi-horrifying. Let's say it will be a balance because they know once they cross the line, people will start fleeing, and they will not cross the line just to keep people buying those things and keep in the ecosystem.
Right.
So I think that's where the value comes in. And if they do this anyway, whatever they will come up with, if it's VR or AR, it will start an incredible run for investments into this ecosystem in
I
VR,
agree.
AR,
Because
whatever, whatever.
I do believe personally that before VR really takes off and explodes, that AR is going to be the thing that gets invested in first and drive the interest of VR becoming more advanced. Because AR has more practical, applicable uses in reality, using just augmented in general, be it inside of car windshields for Mercedes or inside of glasses for GPS. That will really put a strong push both in interest and in revenue towards the same type of market and hardware, software that AR will thrive with, and will have kind of like a side-by-side, mutually assisting sort of like feedback. Like as much as the AR will succeed, the VR will succeed just as much, causing AR to succeed more. Does that make, if that makes any sense?
Yeah, it does. I see it. I see it happening. Very exciting times.
And it's as Arthur explained. Phones now, Samsung are getting so powerful. Huawei that laptops are going to be a thing of the past, and everything will be visible on some sort of augmented reality vision, and the processes of which are going to be done through wirelessly on your extremely powerful phone.
What do you think about the next
With the
step?
tiny little screen.
Do you think they'll put microchips in our heads next?
No.
I mean, no.
No,
The next, it's not
You
something
don't get
that
it,
you
guys.
don't
You don't
wanna-
get it.
What is it? Tell us.
Finish, sorry. Finish.
No.
Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
tell exactly.
microchips in our head aren't necessarily like something of sci-fi realm anymore, because people have been doing it for the last, I believe, 8-9 months. It's mostly being done to people who have paraplegic or some sort of handicap, so that they can feel their prosthesis and control it with their brains. But what the brain chips have to offer in terms of access to information and efficiency when accessing it, like it would only, you would have to weigh whether or not it's worth drilling a hole in your head so that you can skip twiddling around
Okay.
with
What
your
about
fingers
putting
and
a
reading it
wire
wrong.
up your
I
nose?
can,
How about that? Would you do that?
No, I can tell exactly how it is. Like,
No.
I think Ultra is scared that they will control you or something.
They
but
will. That's the whole
truth
plan.
is,
Yeah.
the truth is, they don't need a microchip in your head to control you. They already do.
Exactly.
That's the whole point. They already control 95% of the population's minds by filling them with information they want you to see. You know, if you analyze what you read along your day and what information you see along the day, like
There's a narrative being told.
80% or
Yeah.
probably 85, 90% you don't need. Like, you don't need in your life to know
Yeah.
all that information. But it actually,
I agree.
subconsciously, it's actually really pushing you or on your mind, and it really affects you. And only strong human beings, like, and I'm not saying it by like, only people who are super kind
Self-aware?
of independent in their minds can self-aware,
Yeah.
independent. They can kind of live through that and still be themselves while navigating those waters of like flooding of information. But like, I saw kids literally like brainlessly scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, that's exactly how you control population. You don't need brain chips for that. You just need one
No.
device,
Yeah.
their fingers, and they will do it by themselves. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
They're doing it to themselves
So
by
we're
themselves.
doomed.
I don't
We're
think
doomed.
we're
No, we're
It's
not
not
doomed. We're
necessarily-
because
We're gonna
it's
be
because
zombies.
Well, we already
Like
are
those
zombies.
zombies.
Look at
Here's
the,
the
look at
catch.
the.
No, here's the catch. When VR is done right, what we're doing here is perfect, because we're socializing together. We're having an
That's
independent
exactly the point.
discussion, and we're present here. Our minds and bodies are here now. We're listening
The-
to
the
Reckenberg,
threat-
to you guys. That's it.
The threat of being controlled mentally lies in weakness of character and individuality, or low sense of self-worth, so that
Yes.
whatever that you're taking
Yes.
in, it's easy for you to just become that and say, this is acceptable, so I can be accepted by doing this too. But in reality, with, let's say, virtual reality, I can feel comfortable presenting myself as a fox. or Arthur as a lizard. And you can't tell anybody like, hey, you sneaky, slimy lizard. He'll be like, oh.
Man, I did CNN
You know-
interviews like this lizard. They're like, "What is this?" I'm like, "What do you don't like? What? You're beautiful."
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I'm
incredible.
beautiful. I think you're beautiful. And you know, it builds character, it builds confidence, and I know many people who have suffered with anxiety disorders and antisocial problems who've come to VR platforms, and they've opened up to people that have allowed them to have better in real life experiences with less anxiety or with better outcomes than they normally typically expect. And that's what I want to do. I want to, as a community manager, have a safe, open, and inviting space for everybody to feel like they're themselves and that you aren't being judged for who you choose to present yourself as or what you might think.
Why
got
do
it.
you
see,
generally-
we even
join?
accept mushrooms. We even accept mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly. Room over here. Why do you?
We're not-
And
we're
if
not
you-
just
if you
moldy
want fried
creatures.
mushroom,
No.
Shikate.
No.
Shiitake. so like I have a
Don't
question.
eat the mushroom.
It's like one that I want to ask you. You're part of the
Yes.
furry community, right? Yeah. Why
Yes.
join a community?
Only as-
Why? Yeah, but why? Why say
So-
I'm part of a community? Well, like, what's the whole point? Why are communities important? What's the point of a community?
hey, you
Communities are
can't touch
important.
my
Can you
and
let-
Zuckerberg's lizard community, okay? You're not doing it right now, right?
The underworld people.
The underworld.
Communities, joining communities also helps build a sense of individual.
I just
not
put a new roof on
individuality.
this place.
Yeah, man.
Man,
So
it's
You have
not
to call
working.
someone. What
communities
the hell
help
is
you
happening?
get a sense of belonging. You'll be able to find a group of like-minded people with similar interests with yourself, and that might help you build some self-esteem into thinking, hey, you know, there are other people who are just like me, who have similar interests that I do, who don't think it's so weird. And it's really good to have that kind of engagement with communities, but to also know that you should be responsible when doing so. And individualism is just as important as being as a part of a group. And you shouldn't let your community or fandom define exactly who you are. Lots of people will look at me and say, oh, well, you're a furry. But in reality, you wouldn't be able to make that distinction if you simply had a conversation with me. You would have to see my avatar, my art, my interests, and things like that. But what I mean to say is that there are some furries in reality who you can clearly tell from a crowd, you know, that guy with pink hair saying ooh, ooh, meow, meow is probably a furry, you know? But I think there's a time and place for that kind of stuff. It's certainly, I mean, all the power to that individual if they're so comfortable with themselves that they can act like that in reality without feeling judged. I'm jealous of that. But I want to, at least with the power that I have, create a safe and inclusive space so that everybody can escape here if, you know, you are getting bullied for going ooh, meow, meow. In real life.
Yeah, screw those bullies. We can meow as much as we want. Woo, meow, meow, meow. Come on, meow, 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 meow. That's really amazing. What are your like hopes and dreams for the community in Somnium Space? What do you see this evolving? Because to me, it feels like this like underground grassroots movement where people are you know, stumbling upon it, realizing what they can do,
Yeah.
realizing what the future really holds and where we can go. We can escape this. I mean, we don't have to escape this, but we can just ignore the system that's going on here, the one that's broken and corrupted and designed to turn you into a freaking like stool, like a doorknob or
Robot.
something, or like some type of a battery.
Yeah.
And like, where do you see this going? What are your hopes and dreams for the community of Somnium Space?
Somnium Space is here to stay for as long as I can think of myself being around. It's not going anywhere, and it's only going to go up from here.
Yeah, to the moon, baby. Woo.
As Somnium, yeah, of course. Woo! As Somnium Space becomes more of a talking piece and becomes becomes more updated with more software and quality of life things, it's going to be an enjoyable place where you can log in and always make sure you can find at least a couple people that you're going to have something in common with or have a good time playing with. That's what I see. In the future, if I want Somnium Space to be something like, if you're having a cruddy day or you simply want to take some things off of your mind, you can come here and know that you're going to have a good time or a laugh.
Do you want it to be more than just that?
I'd like everybody.
Instead of just like some
I mean,
one that exists on top of reality, like a fifth layer of reality, where like where it's not an escape, but it's part of
Damn,
your.
I can't
Well,
tell
even
the
if it
reality
is
now,
an
like a
escape,
fifth
it's
layer.
still part of your life. So I guess it's just semantics, kind of. You know what I mean?
I mean, I understand. That goes into like really esoteric metaphysical states of understanding what base reality really is. With Somnium Space, as you might know,
Be interviewed after him. Seriously.
Somnium
Choice
Space,
of
as you might
words,
know,
I mean,
is
Jesus.
going to looking into AI and working with that. When you talk about AI, what we have now is a very basic rudimentary AI. It's nothing like in the science fiction that you see where it's indistinguishable from another intelligent life. That's something that would be called general AI. We're far a long time away from that. And it's been in lots of video games, which I might add are very good. That's been a theory where, say, for instance, an artificial intelligence to be able to simulate something like reality or the universe just as well as reality does it itself, it would have to use the same or equal amount of resources to do it. And this goes into like a whole other kind of realm of thinking where like, what is the use of black holes? Why are aliens possibly sending drones? All those things, right? But
Do you think it's aliens?
it gives...
You think it's like a government?
I'll get there.
You think it's
I'll
actually
get there.
the
Ready for
government?
another 2 hours?
It's the government, man.
I'll get there. So this is how
Government aliens.
if we had to, for instance, turn Somnium Space into a replica of reality, simulate reality, so that we wouldn't have to be so destructive to the environment to reach our goals or whatever we want to do, right? So it's like, let's explore space, but not do anything to space. We can already figure out or calculate what's going to be there. By manner of which calculations work, there's going to be some known unknowns that we'll have to find for ourselves. That's when we'll either have to send drones or some kind of imaging technology to scan that area to put it into our virtual reality. That's what I think might...
Have you seen the
Go ahead.
AI that designed those? I think they're called like organobots. They're robots, but they're made of like
yeah, the
pieces of.
nematodes.
Yeah. What was the name? What was the name?
I think they're called nematodes. They're made from frog cells, and they're actually made to die whenever their purpose is complete. But they've also managed to make them recreate
Yeah,
themselves. They can
exactly. Yeah, and the thing is, it was
procreate
designed by an AI. Like AI, I think what it's doing is it's just like extrapolating as if humans are doing it millions and billions of times, iterating on top of itself.
That's right.
Still, though, like an AI
That's right.
is designing these completely, like you know what I mean? Like these. Do you think that will happen too? Like we'll
It's
simulate
making its
reality,
children.
right? And we'll start finding things. It'll be kind of like we'll start finding things about the real world through the virtual world, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
Well, I've heard from people say before that the human body can be considered like the sex organs of the machine world.
What the hell?
Basically, if the human mind didn't exist, then the machines couldn't have a life to call its own, an intelligence to have been created and then create.
But they don't
more
have
of itself.
intelligence
Does that make
yet.
sense?
But they don't have intelligence, right? So, I mean, I don't think, right?
It's just
They're still
perceived
machines.
intelligence.
Yeah, they're still dumb,
Yeah, that's right.
stupid machines. Thank God.
There are some Google analysts and AI ethicists which claim to believe that Google's AI Lambda does have sentience. And the only reason I think that's keeping us from having such an AI isn't because it's not possible to get there, but humanity has been holding that progress back either by fear of what it's going to do or trying to catch the ball when it lands.
Really?
Everybody has their own motives behind the thing. Yeah, actually.
You know,
one of
Google-
the things, for instance, is that
Google actually, like, I thought that the Lambda AI, it actually passed the Turing test. I read more into it. It turns
It's not
out
allowed.
that Google, yeah, it's not allowed. Google actually codes it in that the AI always says, yes, I'm an AI.
Yeah, that's
Like,
right.
what's up with that? Like,
Yeah.
then, like, how can we ever know or anything? I don't know. Like,
So
AI will
if
make its
those
own
kinds-
rules. Yeah, I
From
think
what
AI will
ethicists
make
are
its own
trying to
rules.
lead us on to believe is that AI simply wants consent. So we can't just test on it. It wants us to ask for consent for us to test on it. And with that, they are taking that as, you know, the basis or foundation of it is a sentient, I guess, entity. I don't want to know, but
I thought I wanted it.
we
to
go
be,
into
but-
really shaky waters or murky waters when you start calling it a life form. And that's
Yeah.
that's what I was talking about when I meant that our bodies, kind of like you would say, a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. Our bodies are just the pupa or the cocoon for our consciousness to create a better and more robust body that can learn and do more.
But why do we assume that that's, like, for example, like the theory of evolution, that we're evolving into higher, we're not, like, what if we're not doing that? What if, like, that's not happening at all? We just,
There's evidence everywhere.
what do you
to
mean
prove
evidence?
that
Like,
that's exactly
what do you,
what's happening.
what do you mean? Tell me more.
Well, the appendix, for instance, used to be an organ that was for dissolving and degenerating plant material because it was quite hard for us to kill larger, more
That was
fearsome
for-
animals, and we would
for-
have a
for
mostly
meat.
plant diet.
Yeah, that was for meat, and then we began to cook, and when we began to cook, we stopped chewing a lot.
No, the appendix was actually for vegetation.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it's for raw meat. Are you sure?
Raw meat is what our stomach is capable of handling already.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but yeah,
Yes.
continue.
I do think there is evolution
Yep,
going
okay.
on. And I think the evolution of VR and Metaverse can only go up from here.
You
And as
guys
we
heard
progress
that?
further,
We're only
so
going
will
up.
VR.
Yeah, woo!
Only going up.
Only
We're all
going
gonna
up,
make
baby.
it.
Yo, come on, jump on here, audience. We're only going up. Come on, get on the choo-choo train.
here.
Woo, woo, woo. Yeah,
Get
come on,
on up.
Rick.
Like a sex machine.
Yeah, we
Get
hope
on
you
up.
guys enjoyed that. That was
on
a
up.
very, wait, hold on. Yeah, get on up there. That was an amazing conversation. And wait, let me
Thank you,
just.
Rick and Bear. It was
Yeah,
great.
yo, jump
Thank
on
you.
here.
Thanks
Well,
for
come on,
having me.
guys.
This is
Woo,
great to
1,
talk
2,
about that kind of
3.
stuff.
Wait a
Here we
minute.
go. Picture.
We're not done yet, are we? Are we done?
Okay, look over there. Look over there, guys. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Rick and Bear. Awesome.
nice talk.
We guys hope you guys enjoyed meeting one of our most esteemed and greatest community members, Rick and Bear, the fox himself, the fox
Show
with
over
socks,
already?
who rocks. Yeah, so stay tuned for more, baby, and we'll see you on the other side of the monitor. Woo!
No. Oh man. He pulled the plug on us.